Hey guys, it's the Coaster Battleman here, bringing you my overall thoughts on the Georgia Cyclone closing. It's going to be closing at the end of July on July 30th. So, Georgia Cyclone at Six Flags Over Georgia is a Din Corporation wooden coaster, and part of it was redone by RMC with wooden track, but unfortunately the ride has been just too rough, so it's going to be closing July 30th. What are my overall thoughts? I'm really happy that this coaster is closing because one thing that's for sure, on the footers of Georgia Cyclone there have been green dots spotted, so that means that it's going to be an RMC we're going to be suing. We haven't really seen an announcement yet, but we now know that it's pretty much confirmed that an RMC is coming to Six Flags Over Georgia at some point, and it will be RMC Georgia Cyclone. And there are a bunch of questions we have about this, but overall, I'm pretty happy that Six Flags Over Georgia is getting RMC Georgia Cyclone, because the original Georgia Cyclone, it's not that good. It's pretty rough, and it was built by the Din Corporation, so yeah, Din Corporation coasters. Mean Streak was an awful coaster back when it was around in its last few seasons, like in the 2010s. Because I remember riding Mean Streak back in 2016, and I didn't enjoy it. And I bet Georgia Cyclone's just like that too. It's not an enjoyable wooden coaster. It's not smooth, and it's a very rough coaster. As you can see in the POV, it's a very shaky ride. So, I'm pretty happy that RMC Georgia Cyclone is coming. And the benefit of this coaster is that we're going to be seeing a much better coaster at Six Flags Over Georgia, and potentially the best ride in the park, because Goliath is this just standout B&M hyper coaster that's very good. You also have some great coasters here like Superman, Ultimate Flight, Batman the Ride, Georgia Scorcher. You have a nice B&M collection and a pretty nice classic coaster in Mindbender. Recently, Six Flags Over Georgia renovated Blue Hawk, or renovated the old Ninja coaster and turned it into Blue Hawk, so it's now much better. Now they're going to turn this coaster, Georgia Cyclone, into an RMC hybrid. So for Six Flags Over Georgia, I could see big things happening in the future for them. I feel like they will be a much improved Six Flags park with this addition, and it could be the best ride in the park, in my opinion. It could, depending on how many inversions. And Six Flags said they would be having 5 record-breaking rides. This could be the ride with the most inversions on any RMC coaster, and Cedar Point will probably be going for the tallest RMC. That's probably my guess on what's going to be happening. But overall, I'm very excited for this edition for Six Flags Over Georgia, and I can't wait for Six Flags' announcement coming up in a little over a month already now. This year's been flying by, so I'm pretty happy for Six Flags Over Georgia. Another benefit is that they haven't gotten a new coaster since Daredevil Dive back in 2011, so they're finally going to be getting a new roller coaster 7 years after Daredevil Dive, but it unfortunately won't be a ground-up RMC, which that would count as a brand new coaster. But this is going to be a new addition, like a nice new coaster for this park, but not a built-up coaster. So overall, the only problem I have with this is that Six Flags Over Georgia, despite having Georgia Cyclone being RMC, their only wooden coaster left will be the Great American Scream Machine, and that is a classic wooden coaster with some pretty good airtime hills. This was like the twisted wooden coaster of the park. So unfortunately, I feel like this park will now have a gap in their lineup, and they will need another wooden roller coaster. I would think they would need a GCI wooden coaster, something really good. That would be probably their next ground-up coaster, in my opinion. I think an SNS 40 Free Fly would be a nice addition, but what does this mean for the whole Six Flags chain, this announcement with Georgia Cyclone closing, and with RMC Georgia Cyclone coming? I feel like Six Flags will still work with RMC. I think they will add one RMC every year and probably also add some SNS 40 free flies as well. But who knows, maybe 2018 could be this massive year with Six Flags probably adding a dive coaster at Magic Mountain. This could be like one of the only two coasters coming. But who knows? We already seen a lot of SNS 40 free flies coming. We've already seen 4 of them in the Six Flags chain, and I think Six Flags will probably add 1 or 2 more for 2018. So, my overall thoughts, I think for 2018, Six Flags will have a solid year with doing RMC Georgia Cyclone and potentially SNS 40 free flies. But who knows? They're adding 5 record breaking rides, so we could be seeing a huge year for Six Flags with some brand new coasters that are pretty unique to everyone, and hopefully we can see a variety of roller coasters being added instead of a bunch of cloned coasters. So overall, I'm very excited for Six Flags' 2018 announcements, as well as Cedar Fair's with their 4 big new roller coasters. So I'm pretty happy for Six Flags and Cedar Fair overall. But that was my overall thoughts. Thank you for watching.